Was that BT level? Because I think his BT also gives him stats.
Okay. For some reason, my phone
Yeah.
switched to my Twitter. I have no idea why. But really, really, Yoshi, is that the first thing you say?
Oh,
Tree void.
Oh,
oh, we
Sub.
live. We already live.
yes, we are already live, and I got a DM.
Oh no, I can't say gamer words.
Yeah, you cannot say gamer words.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, no, Kieran's attack is only 100%.
Oh, okay.
So what's up? What's up, guys?
Yeah, what's up, guys? We
Good
have
evening.
Hello.
officially, well, it'll be the 8th, but technically we have hit 1 year on Historia Crux. And yeah, it's been a year. I didn't think this was actually gonna happen. This whole series started, I believe, like literally on the 8th of September. It was a solo show at the start, but now I had a bunch of people join me today, and so we are going to celebrate this 1 year anniversary with Iroha's IW and the upcoming Sabin fight that'll be tomorrow. But I am not alone.
Oh,
Of course, I'm joined by the wonderful people who have supported me through this show for a whole year, Blind Eye, Inuit Lard, and Yoshi Pasta. Say hello, everyone.
what's
Good
up?
evening, everybody.
Yeah, what's up?
Hello.
And how's your guys' day going? I hope you are. Do I even say please to join the 1 year anniversary stream? Um, but I do want to make a disclaimer that originally we were going to have BC on the show, but due to stuff that
Oh,
I obviously can't say on the show, he will not be joining us tonight. But yeah, again, we're gonna talk about Aurora's IW, which released 2 days ago, and then we're also gonna be talking about Sabin's IW, which say with not Sabin's IW. I said Sabin's IW. I wish he did. We're gonna be talking about the upcoming chapter fight and the upcoming characters for the chapter. So let's start off strong and let's get into Aurora's IW. Aurora's IW gave us two new C90s, a new FR, and obviously a new Shiryu fight. And with the new Shiryu fight, we get the feature character, which is obviously Iroha, and then we get Seven. And so we got the man who has run Seven through the entirety of Lufinia Plus, since she got her LD, stepping on Legos constantly. Indo and Lard. So Indo, tell us why what Seven gave us, and tell us why you're not stepping on Legos anymore.
yeah. Technically, we're still gonna be stepping on Legos because, uh, like an immediate disclaimer, very mixed bag on her update right now. But hey, at least she's very competent, very decent nowadays. So yeah, she's a character that is mostly ignored by most people. I can't blame them. She started off as mainly a DPS on 35 CP era and turned into an offensive support on LD era, and a very poor offensive support era at a very poor offensive support at that, especially since especially back then when the global first Sarah rework arrived, a lot of people just uh, toss Seven aside. Yeah, I always I the, getting Seven compared to Sarah lives on my mind rent free all the time. It is what it is. But that's the old era. We're talking about the now, the present, and hey, Seven overall got uh, her overall damage got updated through every single one of her skills. So I'm gonna jump ahead to the LD. Her LD nowadays doesn't add to the turn count now, to all of those zero turn runners. Although I wouldn't imagine those zero turn runners to run Seven, and what's the point? So anyways, speaking of which, another skill of hers that doesn't add to the turn count is her special HP attack granted once you activate that special LD. And by the way, her LD attack not only doesn't add to the turn count, but that same LD attack also is instant turn rate, which means she can do whatever she wants, like immediately right after the LD attack, which is very nice to be honest, to say the least. And especially since after hitting the LD attack, you'd want to hit her very special HP attack, which is greatly called as Bondage Whip. Bondage Whip, special attack Bondage Whip. It never finally has the buff that I would say I wish she got it initially on her LD release, but eh, better late than never, I guess, devs. That's their principles, I guess. Especially compared to back in Lufenia era where she looks subpar compared to someone like Yang who was also on Garland cycle. Yeah. Oh, I gotta stop looking at the past. Anyways, her bondage whip. Unlike the past, well, the way it works before is that it counts down on everyone's turn. So you would say goodbye to that bondage whip immediately. But now, with her recent update and the bondage whip buff never goes down. Oh,
Yoshi,
my hearing.
your
Uh,
mic.
Alright. Okay,
the
we're good.
anniversary of Static.
Yeah, we gotta include that static. That's my mind right now. Uh, okay, where was I? So bondage whip. So yeah, bondage whip goes down on the never goes down on every single one of every teammate and opponent's turns unless it's her turn, and it's now extended into 8 turns. I really wish she got this, but hey, thank God we finally get her. Her bondage whip still remains the same apart from the what I've said earlier about the updates the 7 got, and it's always based on and from that special HP attack comes her follow-up attacks, which is always based on attack stats. So ensure to give her some very nice attack boosts from characters such as Liud, Kiara, and of course the new one on the block, which is Luna Freya. So yeah, maybe I am thinking that I might fully build Luna Freya since I got almost her full kit, except for her FR. But anyways, fuck Luna Freya.
Yeah, fuck Luna
She
Freya.
took away Stella. She
Oh
took
my-
away Stella.
All my homies hate Luna Freya.
I only cheer as a call slave. Anyways, but hey, that might that might change. I don't know. It depends because those Luna Freya shenanigans I'm seeing is real nice. Okay, so we're
Uh,
going. Okay, what is it?
well, and you were talking about pumping up, Seven's attack stat, right?
Yeah. What's
Let me remind you, Waka's base call, gives 80%
Oh my
attack to the
god, this is
caller.
exactly why you don't. I blame Mixcal for this.
Let's
I blame
go.
Mixcal.
Blind Knight keeps winning.
Blame Excalibur.
Yeah, yeah. So certain calls like Waka or Saz call can help as well for boosting Seven's attack stat because that's where everything is reliant on how strong her follow-up attacks will be, and it will also be affected as well by such special effects such as General Leo's LD and Luna Freya's shenanigans and shit. So that those special effects can affect Seven's follow-ups greatly. And here's the thing, her follow-ups scales well with FR. It's not like those HP poisons like a copium character like XDeath. Not just
Why?
kidding, XDeath's cool.
His FR will fix it. His FR will fix it.
Yeah, don't worry guys.
Hopefully.
Yeah, XDeath is cool. I wish his HP poison scales. I mean, as well as Alpha Nods and Eda's HP poisons. Hey, one day they scale. But anyways, yeah, that's the main gist of mostly of Seven's updates, and as well as a hard-hitting EX that has a stronger splash note. I think her calls are nothing special at all, like nothing to write home about. But do note as well, though, that on this very rare chance that you use her as a call ability, Elemental Ash is very random because because it does inflict a quest start of a snake bite, but it randomly targets anyone. So you can just hope to use Seven's call ability on a single target fight, or simply put, don't use her LB call when you have so many greater options. To be honest, nothing. Fuck that Seven LB call. So okay, we go now to the very staples of this show, which is showcasing the pros and cons of Seven. Uh, so her pros is that yeah, she's a very competent single target damage dealer, and bondage whip, as I mentioned earlier, scales very well with FR, and since it never goes down on her turns, it's pretty much up there on the fight unless the fight where the boss is capable of dispelling buffs, which is a big no-no, and probably you should do something about that. But hey, at least her LD is able to recover her that buff immediately. So another thing, a pro of her bondage whip follow-up is that it goes through resistances, and since she always does a follow-up attack, it means that it ensures that she's immune to getting broken. Well, unless the fight has an insta break gimmick or some shit, or simply put, the enemy has a very strong attack that Seven can't withstand. Unless if you have a tank mitigation and something like Ursula's effect
Like Sarah?
and
No,
Alphinaud.
Go ahead.
But hey, why would you bring Seven and Alphinaud together? That
That
sucks.
sounds like torture.
Yeah, and that's it for the pros. Yeah, that's unfortunate because I am trying to get in here without being biased. Because if I'm biased, I would just mention a bunch of shit
Nah,
from her
man.
game,
Fuck
from her
that. You
original
can be
game.
biased. That's your saga character.
Oh yeah, for those who are asking, because there are some people who are asking. No, I'm not gonna continue the saga. Fuck saga runs. I'm tired. That's how it is. How I feel. I'm no longer motivated to continue it. But hey, I'll still try to use her as much as I can, and that's gonna be it. So her cons. This is the biggest con. Whip Ultima weapon. That's the fucking thing. It
Only three
baffles-
characters.
One is a DPS. The other one is an enchanter.
Fucking twist.
The other one is
And the other one
Maybe,
is delay.
It baffles me to no end. It baffles me to no end for Square Enix to decide. Yeah, let's do Ultima weapons instead of, oh, I don't know, do Ultima weapons based on crystal color. That would have worked. That would have been better. That would have been balanced, my opinion. Because with the way they chose this path, they shot themselves in the foot with very glossed upon weapons like say for example a gun, a bow, and probably the biggest culprit of them all, the weapon. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that's holding you down from using Seven, because going through a fight without an ultimate weapon is a big yikes. Another con of hers is that it is basically being brought upon, especially now that Seven's bondage whip is pretty much up for the entire fight. Um, it's pretty much the very concept that there's better follow-up units, follow-up damage units to bring. Kane, Fang. No, not Fang.
Fang?
I'm thinking of the other Druid.
I
I'm
wish.
thinking of the other Druid. Freya.
Freya.
Freya, yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
Freya.
I'd say Freya's follow up is still
Yeah,
better than
Freya,
just for the heals.
Yeah, those characters. Those are.
Yang, maybe?
Yeah. Those are. Once again, yeah. Who's beaten Seven's a follow up ever since Lufenia era. He's back with a vengeance again. So yeah. That's a very. Seven is pretty much a copium character to bring if follow up damage is to be considered. Like even Kors, who's a future who's an upcoming character around the corner is a better option for follow-up damage. Like even as yeah, yeah, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, there's like better follow-up damage characters to bring than Seven. Another con of hers is that although it goes through resistances, bondage whip follow-up is still won't go through HP damage reduction. As showcased on, I think I'm going ahead on a future fight, which is the Hell House from the JP server. It has the Hell House has this stance on their FR time where it doesn't receive any damage, and of course Seven's bondage whip follow up doesn't go through it because it got HP damage reduction. So until now, so yeah, starting from now until the future, Seven's bondage whip follow up is still won't go through shit like HP damage reduction. And probably another con in terms of her of her follow up is that you might be thinking that Seven's off-turn follow-up can help out with off-turn FRs, but unfortunately, since it's gravity-based and it doesn't do bravery damage, Seven can't help with the can help with these off-turn FRs. I think
thought
there's
it
an
did.
exception, but I forgot who. I forgot who, but yeah, it is what it is. Those are all the cons. Like Seven is competing in an era with BT and FR characters, but it is what it is with most of these C90 reworks. You have to be like super outstanding, like Yang or in the future Gladio to be relevant nowadays. But
Whose
it is
name
what
is
it is.
this?
What? Oh damn!
Founder, if this is you,
Yes.
I'm finding you.
I hope it's not Founder. It's just some random who happens to
Oh
to
my god,
have
Founder,
this
you're
very
actually so
strong-
ugly.
whoever it is. Who I hope it's not Founder, and it just happens to be some random guy who has a
Oh,
vitriolic,
I thought it was Alfie.
a random ass guy who has a
Nah, his
vitriolic,
name's Basic.
who has a vitriolic opinion on Cross. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna mention about Seven. I think I'm gonna mention something else. Like you can like tune into her next rework, which is gonna be her FR release. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the FR release more so in this one, in this current update she has. But yeah, and that's all my thoughts for Seven so far. Very sad character, but hey, like to be honest though, she would be a greater choice to pick up with, especially if only there's Dare to Defy. But now that we don't have Dare to Defy, there's even more. Like her value is even lesser, so because you don't need more units. So yeah, in conclusion, bring back Dare to Defy Squix, please. Yeah, that's all.
Oh, their device sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, lazy ass fine. He's just repeating the same as fine.
But my thoughts on
I
Seven.
can't do the Dare to Defy, so I suck. Alright, go ahead.
My thoughts on Seven is I think she isn't terrible or bad, and thank God her what's it called? Her trap doesn't go down on turns now, because that shit absolutely killed my mood when it came to Seven. Because I was like, this trap is so good,
Yeah.
but it takes down every time I attacked.
Yeah, it is what it is. Better
Yeah.
late than never, I guess. Thank you, Square. Fuck you, Square, as well.
Yeah, but it's not like again, the thing you mentioned before, the thing about Seven that really, really plagues her, and this also can plague a good amount of characters too, is their ultimate weapon types. Like, we meme about like how bad Whip is, but people don't understand how bad Whip is actually when you take into account of the characters that we have. Let's see. We mentioned Seven, right? She's a DPS unit, and she has some like supportive like stuff in her kit, right? What's the next character? Rydia? She's not doing anything. Mostly in the party right now. And then you have Quistis, whose HP attacks are literally so shit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
take it from someone who actually has a max optimal
But-
whip and tried it on Quistis.
How that
And
feel?
But also,
she's not a damage dealer.
but also later on, and by later on I mean next month, we're gonna start going into these fights that have elemental lockout, and she has access to 3 elements, and
Yeah.
that's one of her buttons that does really good damage. The other being EX and LD. But if there's elemental lockouts, that button isn't going to be doing anything for you. So it's kind of funny that she has a debuff called Snake Bite because that elemental lash can snake bite her in the butt.
Oh my god.
You're
hey.
going to get canceled after this stream.
Hey,
At
guess
least
they're
you just pair her with Charlotta and Setzer. Easy.
Wait, both
Snow-
of them in the same
Snover.
party?
Yeah, why not? Fuck it. Bring all the guns.
But yeah, no, 7. I have her. I think I got her LD. Chasing Arciella on Titus's second banner. And
The main prize of the Tidus banners.
I have her fully built. Obviously, she didn't get an FR, but I don't see myself using her. What about you guys?
Her, one thing I will give 7 though is that they gave her support high armor, and it's actually a solid support high armor. I believe it gives like 50% HG damage capital to the party. Let me check. I think it has that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's 5% because I think it's self. After.
I'm checking right now. I have the City of Planning open just in case someone says some misinformed shit.
I think
it's
I will bring
50%
this
brave
up.
damage cap up.
Yeah. It's only her and Pain with that kind of
Yeah.
armor, if I remember. Yeah.
Yep.
Both are extremely hot women. Okay, so anyways, I think I wanna bring up as well. I almost forgot. Like 2 things. If you want, it's very copiant to buff her attack up when another source of attack boost for her is her Ultima Whip. So there's that. And her auras is still the same from Lufenia, from her LD era. So that's the thing.
I thought they both
Yeah, but you want to know what's good
think
about
there's-
that, Indo?
Yo, what's that?
Her attack aura beats Iroha's attack aura.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh god.
Same prize of the banner, I told you. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Cross?
I was gonna say, I thought they buffed her auras in this rework. Did they not?
Not really. Maybe they gave her brave damage? Question mark. Because I know she has 40% brave damage. I don't know if she had that before.
I'm gonna check her second rework. Yeah, it's her second rework. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you.
But hey, we're gonna pull 7's FR in the future, which again
Yeah.
I keep saying it again. If you use the "I'm gonna pull this character later" excuse, there's a high chance you're not going to.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are skipping.
Man, they're gonna stick to word.
Yeah, stick to their word.
All right. Okay. So let's say. Okay. So if that's the case, then I hope you're ready for when 7's FR comes out. I hope you have that ult weapon whip 5 out of 5, booted 7 everything.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's a major turnoff for people, and I can understand. It is what it is. Damn you devs for not turning whip into a unique. Like, who the fuck do you guys plan to add as a whip character? Like, other than Harley from the After Years, that's
God.
the other character. That's the other character I can think of that they can add as a whip. Like, there's no more choices. Like, what the fuck? Just add the whip into unique, so I can make 2 unique.
If they want to be OD stupid, they would probably make Jill Nabat a whip, but that doesn't make any sense because the thing that she's holding is a baton.
Yeah, so that would be Dagger.
Yeah, that would be Dagger in terms of Reno. Yeah, Reno has a baton, and it would be Dagger. Well, another Dagger in the collection.
I don't know, man. Kor's holding a literal samurai sword and he's unique, so yeah.
So-
But hey, we're gonna pull 7's FR in the future, which again, I keep saying it. I keep saying it again. If you use the "I'm gonna pull this character later" excuse, there's a high chance you're not going to.
Add beach quiz.
I think we
7.
talked about 7 long enough. I don't know if anybody else wants to add anything.
Yeah, there's nothing more.
Yoshi, what about you? Do you enjoy stepping
Yeah,
on
what about
no
Yoshi?
more Legos, or do you enjoy
Yeah, you
stepping on a
wanna?
little bit of Legos?
I don't know. 7 is a worse Yang.
Ugh. Ugh. Oh no.
Forgot to add
Maybe a worse stack stat because I know her follow up can't break question mark.
It can't break. It doesn't do brave damage.
Yeah.
Only gravity.
Craft dagger for lion.
Yeah.
Not a bad option.
Yeah.
Why I don't want a dagger? Well, you'll say that line until an FF8 character or a character that you like in the Final Fantasy series a dagger, and you really want to use them.
Don't
I learned
sleep
the
on
hard
Lion.
way.
Lion. Her dad's name is Gilgamesh, if I remember. Lion's dad. His name is Gilgamesh.
Oh, I don't know 11 lore.
No, I just read it on the Final Fantasy Wiki. And now I'm an FF11 fan.
But
We're going off topic. We need to.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was about to
speaking of
say,
which, FF11. The other banner is FF11.
yeah, the other banner
Nice
is
segment.
FF11, and
Yeah, I planned this segment.
with the release of Iroha's IW comes Iroha, who has really been MIA for literally since her release. And no, we are not counting that all gotcha banner. That doesn't count. That does not count. But Iroha has come back with a C9E, a rework, and an FR. Usual C90 stuff, more HP attacks on their skills. I believe her skill 1 has 3, her skill 2 has 4, her LD has 5, which is okay. I don't know why her LD has 5, but that's a good amount. And her EX did not get changed in her C85 passive, but there's a reason why it didn't get changed. The only thing that did get changed, though, was that she now starts with EX quest start, and then you can get into her EX again. And then she also got recast up by 40%. Her AA also makes her EX recast is a faster even too. So if you want to burn an AA and then you want to do a skill and then immediately go into EX again, then you can definitely do that. Her FR is to do, I believe, it's bravery. It's what's it called? Plus 50% when a party member's HP is above 100%, or 100% at the start of the turn, or plus 10% when a party member's brave is higher than 20% of their max rate at the end of their turn. This is all very easy, simple conditions because of the simple fact that Iroha can make it so she can fulfill all this. Yeah, she did get extra splash on every HP attack now, but she didn't have a splash on it before, so that's something new that they added. But also the FR does cleanse. The FR does cleanse. Full HP is plus 30%. That is another thing too. If you want to do this, and this is a strategy that I know a good majority of people are into. Well, I can't really say from people who don't upload videos or anything like that. But if you choose so, this is another one of those FRs like Ursula's where you can supercharge it to where you bring a battery character or a character who has healing at the same time, like Luna Freya or Cryo?
Braska.
Braska. I was like, who else does that? It's Braska. Yeah, Braska. And then
Charlotta.
Charlotta too. So you can definitely supercharge it to the highest amount, and then you can just go ape shit if you want to. And that's one thing about it. Another thing too is that unlike Ursula's FR, is that she does not get instant turn rate when she uses FR. So that actually makes it a bit more better than Ursula's in terms of the setup department. Because the thing about Ursula is that you would have to not only take an extra turn with Ursula, but you would also have to, like, use her skill 2 or her LD, get the party's max brave up to a good amount so you can, like, charge up her FR, and so on and so forth. As for Ursula's pros and cons... Not Ursula. I said Ursula? God damn it. Iroha's pros and cons.
Oh no. Iroha is basically Magic Ursula.
Oh god, let's not. Anyways, Iroha's pros is that, That EX is stupid as shit. That EX is like, the reason why it didn't get buffed is because the simple fact that it literally is 4 HP attacks, and if you include the plus version, then that's 8. And then if you bring a team that's dedicated to EX spam, it can be like, what? Another good amount of HP attacks in her kit. Brave Retain is nice. She keeps her Brave at a good amount, and also her healing is actually pretty nice. Her cons is that her personal buttons outside of her LD and her EX are not that high damaging. FR can be a little bit hard to use if the boss has some sort of HP sap or it likes to spam HP attacks at you. And then the last one, it's not really a con, but it really depends on if you're running both on the same team, is that she's also Spear. And since Kane is a very popular unit, then you can't put them on both of them unless you have 2 Spears. And I don't know anyone who has 2 Spears, but if you do, then that's good for you. But you're not going to give Iroha your Spear Ult weapon, honestly, unless you're going to make her into like some weird funky shit like a DPS or something like that. But so as for her future versions, is that later on she does get a BT, and the bot opinion is that you should skip her
NPC
bot. I say bot because it sounds more insulting. The bot opinion is that you should skip her BT, not skip her BT, skip her FR for her BT, and just get her now. Like, honestly, get her now. That's one weapon you have to worry about, at least about.
The only thing I'd say to that is if they have an interest in Copium Knights FR, then maybe it can be a consideration.
But another for I guess Iroha has is her FR partner's Null. I hope they fix Null really good.
Yeah, hope. You can barely see his face.
Yeah, you can barely see his face. But
is Noel's weapon being enchanted with thunder a reference?
It's a reference.
The FR enemy? Oh,
It is a reference.
It's a reference to when they were fighting and this is a spoiler for anyone who hasn't played what's it called? 13-2.
Yeah,
it's when Noel and Sarah are fighting the Protophile Sea and the Augusta Tower, and in one of the scenes in the action cutscenes, Noel actually does have a thunder dagger in the cutscene. Like, he enchants the dagger with thunder, because that's something that they do in 13-2. It's not like with sea magic. It's just magic from like themselves, like from Mog and stuff, because Mog is like their ability or way to use magic. And this is why you read on so much 13 lore to know that.
Oh my god.
But Iroha, she's a very good character. Very good character. Again, I do not agree with the whole skip her for BT. Go ahead.
Hold on a second. Faustus made a good point. If you skip until Iroha's BT, won't JP have the pity reductions? The answer, unfortunately, is no. The pity reductions are not.
That's way later.
Yeah.
It starts with...
She does have 2 FRs, but it's more of a case of if you want both the FRs, then yeah. But keep going, Cross. Sorry for cutting you off.
Theological asks, isn't it until VVBT? Yeah, VVBT is when they start cutting the pity limit. That's when they start cutting it down. One of the best cutscenes in the game? Yeah, it definitely is. One of the best boss fights in the main story. But, anyways, MF, why you do this to me? Anyways, well, at least you have the right weapon. But, so... there is, like I mentioned, a supercharge strategy, but there's also the whole thing with her BT that's coming later down the line. And if you want to pull Iroha's BT later down the line, go ahead. But I'm going to be honest with you when I tell you this, is that this is her best version, funny enough. Her BT version, it's still good, but there's a reason why people say that her BT isn't all that. But that's all I'm going to say about Iroha for now. But what's your guys' opinion on Iroha?
I have her. I think she's fantastic. I do agree with you that I feel like they should pick her up now, especially if they're not going for Copium Night. because if I recall, her banner cycle has Machina FR and Fusoya FR. And Machina FR is probably going to be one of those FRs that a lot of people are going to start recommending. So if you pick up her FR now and you don't even have an interest in her BT, but you get it along the way going for Machina, congratulations, you can use her. You don't need to do anything because you pulled her FR now.
Wait. Theological with the 5 gifted tier 1 subs.
Deal with the
thanks to you.
simping.
Yeah, deal with the Oh my god, I hate Yoshi. But thank you, Theo, for these subscriptions, dude. Really appreciate it. But back to what you were saying, Blind Eye.
But that's in the future. In terms of now, I do have to agree with Cross that this is Iroha's best iteration. She hits incredibly hard. The only problem I really have with her is that her auras aren't really that high. She feels like a third slot character. Like you have your main DPS and you have like a support like Ramza, and then it's like, you know what? Let's just throw Iroha in there. You know, she has an FR. Her auras again are not that great, but maybe the main DPS needs the brave retention that Iroha's overhead offers. So there's that. And her damage is pretty solid. Like Amatsu Fusion, her skill 2 upgraded, which upgrades when you use skill 1. It hits surprisingly pretty good, and EX hits hard, and LD obviously, but 3 skill uses. You're not using that for damage. And the FR condition, once again, it's pretty easy. We haven't really gotten an HP sap fight except checked, but his sap isn't really that that threatening. It's like what 10% of his eye brave or something.
Apparently,
And it's what his force time is at 60, so there hasn't really been like good testing on my end for that, but it will hurt her in the long run. It's just been shown, so yeah. Oh, also, she also has a 15% HP damage cap up from her high armor, so she has one of the good. She has one of the good high armors because there are some that have 20%, but she has the brave gain armor, so 30% brave gain and then 15% HP damage cap up. Overall, she's really good. If someone needs like one of, no, go ahead.
Wait. If Scout said D10 had HP sap, yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah. Okay, that was my
Yep,
bad.
it does.
But yeah, I'd say if people want like a generic FR and they don't have Ursula, they could go for Iroha. Iroha is a step above Ursula in terms of FR conditions, but it's literally 5%. Like if you're torn and you have Ursula, and you don't have an attachment to Iroha, you can safely walk away from this, honestly. What do you guys think about Iroha, and do you guys have Iroha's FR since she's out?
yeah, I have Iroha as FR. I got it immediately via gyms, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you guys see it, I got a Luna Freya BT, which means the only thing left for Luna Freya for me is the FR. And I don't know. I'll just rely on free tickets. Other than that, yeah. Oh, fucking Luna Freya. Iroha is. She used to be. No, I was gonna mention Luna Freya, but yeah. Disregard with what I'm gonna say, but yeah. I was initially planning on shitting on a certain NPC some out there, but apparently they actually pulled for Iroha FR, so good on them. Good on them making the decision that should be made by an FF11 encyclopedia instead of pushing back and being a bitch and going for Iroha BT instead, and not going for her best tuning pass. But yeah, with that guy aside, oh, someone arrived.
Oh
Is he
fuck!
talking?
Yo, what's up?
What?
Someone got in Historic Crux. Starting someone. But yeah.
What's up, dude?
Yeah, welcome
Yeah.
everyone to the 1-year anniversary stream. You might not hear him that well, but he's here to support.
Yep, I'm finally here.
But go on.
Yeah, I'm gonna I really like Iroha's flexibility and versatility as a FR character. Like I was gonna say that Iroha is a good selling unit as a magic character was a very generalized FR conditions, but Dare to Defy doesn't exist. So yeah, fuck you, Square.
For this
Bring back
month.
Dare to Defy. Yeah, bring back Dare to Defy.
Anyone else want to chime in?
Well, I kind of chimed in already. Endo, you got anything to say about Iroha?
You say
Yeah, I
Endo?
already mentioned it.
You mean Yoshi or
Oh, my
Navar?
bad. Yoshi.
Blind Eye.
I was gonna mention
Stop.
the.
Go ahead.
No, finish.
No, go ahead. It wasn't anything important.
Oh. I was gonna mention the HP condition for FR condition, but you already said that.
Oh, okay.
That kind of sucks. HP sapphires because it checks before you even press a button.
Is it also safe to say that if you want Luna BT, this will be the best banner to do so? Yes, I would say this is the best banner to do so. You have
Purely because of the fact, because Raijin is the third
Yeah.
banner main,
Oh, yeah,
and
Raijin's call is still
Raijin
really
is...
Yeah, because 7
Yeah.
is in the banner.
Like, we didn't talk about Raijin, obviously, because he didn't get anything, but his LD call, like, it has aged really well, and people still use it, so... If you guys don't have Raijin LD and you have an interest in Luna BT, this is probably the best banner to go in on, honestly.
7 is the prize. Not this again. Was you gonna say something, Navar? Navar? Was you gonna say something?
What?
Was you gonna say something?
Oh, no. No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I'm just here.
As for polling, how many of you actually polled for Iroha for two different completely reasons? Because I know people are playing Iroha for two different reasons. One to play her standalone as her own FR and using her kit to her best potential, or doing the supercharged strat. Because I pulled her just because of the first reason. I kind of stopped being into supercharging like that.
I'm not a fan of supercharging. I did pull her. I got her in 70 tickets. My reasoning being, I undersold her on her initial release, and I think I got her LD for free, so I ended up getting her whole kit, and she was really a regret of mine. Like, ever since I pulled her, especially when Core came out, like, she was just nonstop on my team, so I ended up going for the FR just because, I mean, I used her a lot, and she seemed cool back then, and she's cool now, so no regrets. What about you guys?
I got her tickets.
Is one thing gonna mention? Oh, if I gotta mention that her Brave Retain is affected by Shinry reductions. It's only gonna get worse.
That's something I was gonna mention. So Theo posted this in chat, and he said something about Aurora being good for stomach flow, and that is still true. However, I believe it's when... Whose month is it? I think it's Ash's month? I think it's Ash's month, where they start cranking up the Brave Retain limit even higher and higher. So that's when, like, the people start realizing that it stopped working. Like that.
Now watch. Theo's gonna.
No, Theo's
make
gonna
a
find
way.
some way. And if he can't, then,
Yeah, he'll make it work.
back to lightning.
Yes.
But, I pulled more for the supercharged strat. Yeah, I know, Scowl. What about you guys? Did you guys pull her?
I already mentioned my POV.
Oh, yeah.
Where I
About
got
200 tickets.
How much tickets, Yoshi?
200.
Okay.
I also pulled, just because I skipped her on her release, and I figured I had too many tickets, so I figured I'd pull anyway, and I actually didn't get her LD, but I got everything else, so I just gave up.
Back to lightning with her FR board arrives. Gotta get people to 900. Ew, no. Why would you put yourself through that? I can't imagine someone who sits through 999 turns worth of their life on a single fight. But, good banner, though. Good banner. As for the fight that we got, it's against Cloud of Darkness and the Floating Eye. Funny enough, I did some FF11 lore researching about Iroha, and funny enough, and I don't
What
think
kind of
anyone's-
research?
So you know
What
how
kind of
her BT debut had the Cloud Darkness fight, right? So apparently,
Yep.
in the FF11
Oh, yeah.
lore, it's actually shown that Iroha actually does fight Cloud of Darkness in that game,
Yeah.
and it's like the last thing that she has to do before she fulfills her mission. So I find it ironic that we're fighting Cloud of Darkness here, and then we're gonna fight her later again. Well, later again when in her BT version. But we're fighting Cloud Darkness, who has 95 million HP, I believe, and the Floating Eye has 70 million HP. She fights Cloud 3 times. Yeah, she does fight Cloud 3 times. But I'm talking like in the Shimmeryu difficulty though. This boss has 95 million HP for the main one, 75 for the ad. The ad works exactly like it did in the Kane Shiryu. The only difference is that when it's in Force Time, it doesn't have that insta-kill attack. So that is something you don't have to worry about. But the main thing you need to worry about is when the Force Time is activated. Now, the Force Time is very, very punishing because what happens is that it is for, I believe, 5 turns or 6 turns. It's 5 or 6 turns. And what happens is that if you attack Cloud of Darkness with any sort of HP damage or splash, you take a counterattack. And this counterattack basically goes through evasion. It also hits extremely hard. And if you get hit by this, there's a good chance that you're going to die. It's a very punishing FR. And also, it has the Brosk's Final Aeon effect, where whenever you HP attack this boss, it heals 80% of the HP damage that you dealt to it. So yeah, that's another thing that sucks. And if you decide to delay Cloud of Darkness and the Floating Eye to Infinity or whatever, then yeah, it's not going to have a good time. The way to cancel this is to use a magic FR that cleanses, I believe, or something like that, or heals.
No, it's an
Heals.
FR that heals and does magic damage.
Okay, so like Iroha, Broska, there's another one. Is there another one?
There's
No,
healing spheres,
That's
so
it.
you have to actually heal.
Yeah, healing spheres don't count. So Charlotta wouldn't count, because I know hers is magic, but it doesn't heal the party.
It bypasses HP mitigation too. Yeah, it bypasses HP mitigation. So you have this really punishing Force Time. As to the fight overall, I think once you get rid of Cloud of Darkness, the challenge from the fight is gone. But that doesn't mean it's a necessarily easy fight. I think this fight is what started showing us like how punishing bosses can be when they're under Force Time. Because the last fight was just ultimately should delete your turns. And if you were running an off-turn team, you really didn't have to care about that. But in this fight, if you decided to attack Cloud of Darkness in any shape or form, they would counterattack you and then kill you. So it was a big like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do about this? And so you either had to bring Freeze or some sort of HP. I think Freeze is the better one, because if you use Reno's Pyramid, it will go away when they do the HP attack. Or you could bring Gallop here and it just laugh the entire thing. But it's an interesting fight. It's a very interesting fight. It's not the hardest fight of this cycle, I would say. I say the next one's probably harder. But this one, it's a good fight. But what did you guys run? Or like, what's your opinion on the fight too?
So I can say something first. So sorry if my mic's cutting out. It's also because I'm at my job. But about the fight with Cloud of Darkness's Force Time with that counter, I actually just ran Warrior of Light, and his shields just invalidated the counter, so it didn't really matter.
No. Warrior Light's a good option for that too.
Yeah, the CEO of Hog Nation.
He certainly is.
Yep.
As for me, I ran Legendary Guardians. They were enough for this. Although I did run into a funny situation where while I was getting Broska's FR ready, Orin's counters was going off, and COD was constantly getting delayed by Orin's counters, so I was like in a loop until like Broska's FR was up.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. It would be like Broska would use Ultima, then Cod would counter, then Ornn would counter and delay her, then Jekt would go and hit her. I mean, obviously she's broken because Ornn broke her. Then she would counter Jekt, but Ornn would cover, and then Ornn would counter and then push her back, and it just kept going, and it was not a good time.
I thought this fight is very interesting. Like, aside from the force time, there isn't like even outside of force time, they have these single target attacks that are very dangerous, especially if it inflicts its numerous debuffs like paralysis or it's just paralysis, right?
Yeah,
I don't remember
the floating eye just
yeah.
inflicts you with paralysis. It doesn't have that insta kill thing like it did before.
Yeah, it does. Like straight from straight out of the first Shinryu fight we've ever fought. So yeah, I really like this fight, especially how very punishing this FR timer is, where they just essentially do the HP heals, very similar to the the Jack fight we had, with the final Aeon Jack fight we had. So the first thing I initially thought of is bringing a debuff evasion character like Lena, and like immediately with the FR timer, I thought it was a very dangerous mode these enemies enter. So I immediately thought of bringing Forum so that she can give a HP sponge ability for my characters, and I immediately thought of which FR condition Lena plays off very well, and I immediately thought of Charlotta. So that's why I ran this fight with Charlotta, Forum, and Lena. Yeah, those three characters, and I thought they handled the fight very well, especially with Charlotta. Who's basically Luna Freya. But yeah, this fight's really great. I really underestimated this fight. I thought I can do this fight with Iroha, Sync, and Ash, but no.
I thought I could just like
Sync
really like just clap.
Yeah, that 95 mil is no joke.
Yeah, the 95
Yeah.
million HP. I thought they would die like kind of quick from like getting a high percentage. But I mean, obviously, if you do the supercharging, yeah, it will obviously die. But if you're not doing that, it definitely can definitely catch you off guard.
I mean, if I did the recent strats that Excalibur and Sinewave does, where it's Iroha FR, and then you charge it with Luna Freya, and then bring this character that does extremely loads of damage like Sid and Barret, Sync even, to name a few. Maybe I could destroy this fight easily, but no. I tried to bring Ash because Ash and Iroha is a very popular pairing back at Lufenia era, but
Don't mention Ash because she was gonna get triggered.
okay.
Yeah,
but
don't
yeah,
worry.
I thought this fight is really great, to be honest.
It's
Like,
a good fight.
this was way better than, say, the first Ultimecia fight. That's how I say it. Yeah.
To that fight's credit, it did have mechanics, but it definitely just
Oh yeah.
basically told you to use all turns.
Yeah, but in comparison to this cycle, the other cycle fights here, yeah, I really like this fight. How I underestimate and kicked my ass and caught tentacles.
Okay. You just had to mention in one stream, didn't you?
Yeah, especially Tree Void's around the corner. Let's go, Tree Void.
Anywho, what about I'm not sure if you said Yoshi Ray, but what did you run, Navarre, besides War of Light?
I ran Keen and Ursula.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, I ended up changing my strat because I did a second run, and I used Charlotta, Ursula, and Kane. And then I just nuked it with Charlotta and FR.
Yeah. Charlotta gang. Yo.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it was pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Indo. I completely. But
Go away.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yoshi, I'm pretty sure you didn't say yours, or did you?
So for one, I ran Reno, Orin, and Garnet. And the other second one did recently did a supercharge with Caius.
Ah. How'd that go for you? Did you use that a crow call like I did and decided to say fuck it?
No.
I hate that fucking call so much, dude. And yeah, I still end up using it. I ran Selfie, Caius, and Ursula. And
Shut up!
And I blew it up. You're getting server muted. Shut
up, slut.
Okay. Shit just got really
Shut up.
weird.
Oh, wait.
Anyway, let's move on to the next character, which is tomorrow, actually, and this chapter is tomorrow also. The Act 3, Chapter 9 banner, which features 2 new C90s, both are getting reworks and a new FR. And the person getting the FR is Sabin. The person getting the BT Plus and C90 is Kuja. Did we just get Kuja out of the way? Because like he didn't get much.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, let's get Kuja out of the way. So Kuja got a C90. He already got a BT Plus. I don't know why I say he's getting a BT Plus, but he already had a BT Plus way earlier in the Lufinio Plus era, but now he's coming back with a C90 rework. Who wants to talk about Kuja? Because I personally don't think this character's that great.
I haven't.
Doesn't he suck?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
That's it. Kuja sucks. Anyway, next
there you
character.
go.
I guess I can talk about him, but
Okay. All right.
Yeah, poor you talking about Kuja.
So Kuja, he got
Reminiscent of a F10 character.
So he got a standard rework. His ring only has 3 dumps. The issue with ring holy, yeah, this guy has issues, and we haven't gone to his other skills. Is I would love to say that his brave hits are 6 AOE brave hits plus HP 3 times. No, it's 6 distributed magic brave plus single target HP. It's still distributed HP or distributed brave hits, which is like, what the fuck? Luckily, the 3 dumps, each of them do splash damage, so that is good. Both versions, both the base and the plus deal splash. The difference is the plus version has 80% splash. Skill 2 has 2 dumps, and this does repeat when you plus it, which again you need to maintain his that melody buff from his EX. Or no, the Dark Messenger. The Dark Messenger, and then his EX makes it so that it freezes. But 4 dumps across the board, full. This is okay, but it's also high turn rate, so you have to be careful during certain FRs if you want to like time a BT phase and whatnot. So yeah. And then finally we have his LD, which did get a rework. I would love to say it got 10 dumps or some shit. No, it just got 50% brave brave gain based on damage in between. And that's it for Kuja's rework. His EX got the usual buffs, passive, 80% brave damage, 40% brave gain.
You forgot the one thing that he did get reworked on. His LD apparently got increased brave gains after each issue tag by 50%.
That's what I said that.
Oh, I heard you say S2 and you stopped it there.
Oh no. He got 50% brave gains in between each hit.
Okay. Continue.
I went on a like tirade. I'm like, yeah, wish he had 10 dumps, but no, sadly he still has 7. But yeah, and then his EX has 4 full HP dumps, so yeah, overall it's okay. His C88 got +1 uses, and it does recover his skills. And it's just standard attack up and 40% brave damage cap up. Oh, good lord. Pros and cons. I guess Kuja's still a pretty good brave shaver if you need someone to shave brave. He hits all targets. Very inconsistent with his S1 because distributed, but everything else is AoE. And I guess he has unique Ultima weapon, and I guess we can put as a pro that he only enchants Holy. And when it comes to cons, he doesn't feel good.
He doesn't feel good.
His BT plus is way outdated. It is incredibly brave damage focused, and it just feels like a missed opportunity. His BT is incredibly old. His auras, he has party auras. They're just not stellar. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys can butcher him more than me. What do you guys think about Kuja? Do you have him greened already? And yeah, I guess let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, I already have Kuja green since day one, because he's my favorite Final Fantasy villain ever. So I didn't do much research, but yeah, he sucks. Oh
He
my
sucks.
God. He always gets the short end of the stick. But hey, I think at least his Ultima weapon, like unique. He's unique Ultima weapon. So
Yeah.
that's a huge pro to this character, and he's a very offensive support-ish holy enchanter. So there's
We
that
work at
as
Swords
well.
Whip.
And for don't do this to me.
I mean, one thing I will say about Kuja is he does get an FR, but unfortunately,
Can we not
yes.
talk about Kuja's FR?
It is what it is.
but I guess if you guys want to know that he has a future,
A bleak feature.
yeah, we can call it that he has a future.
The feature.
Feature.
Yeah. Oh my fucking God. It is what it is with Kuja. I'm still gonna give him all the FR levels. Why do they call it FR levels?
I don't know.
Whatever, all that shit. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, he's still my favorite Final Fantasy villain. It is what it is. He still sucks.
Great Final Fantasy villain. He still sucks. Wise words.
In this game.
That's bad.
In this
Trash.
game. Yeah, in
Kuja
this
sucks.
game. In this game.
Kuja is bad.
Kuja looks like a slut.
Okay, let's not get into that. But Kuja is average at best, and then his FR doesn't make him any better. It really doesn't. But if you are gonna,
I forgot he got an FR.
Are you still if you are still gonna go for Kuja, then go ahead, be all your means. But he's just not that amazing, and you could argue.
Yeah.
Oh, just press his LD instead of using his skills. You only have 4 uses of that shit.
No, it's 3. Later with the FR, it's 4.
Oh, that's trash.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
We're not yet there.
We can say he's a feature, I guess.
He's a bug.
He's a bug.
Am I the only person who forgot that Kuja got an FR?
No. Actually, no, maybe you are, because you just remember how bad it is.
I definitely forgot he got an FR.
I got his FR on JP, but
If it's not Tifa, then you're forgettable.
If it's
I
not-
mean,
oh,
even the
Forgettable.
story that his FR debuted is kind of sus.
fucking
It was like, what was it? Laguna fell down a cliff, and him and freaking Gomez need to make sure he's okay or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I fall.
Sounds like
from-
Kuja's the one falling off the fucking cliff.
Oh,
It's fallen and I can't get up.
good story. That's a fantastic story.
Time to suplex Kuja out of here and go for the main prize.
The main prize. So, in addition to Kuja, we get Sabin FR. Sabin got a pretty nice rework. His S1, for those of you unaware of Sabin, his S1 batteries the party, so he even has some party utility. And basically how he works is when you use his LD, he gets a buff called Battle Spirit Unleashed. He starts with this as quest start. This is one of his things his rework gave him. And as long as you have Battle Spirit Unleashed, his abilities are plussed. So he automatically starts with Aura Cannon Plus. So for the sake of consistency, we're going to go for the plus version. Aura Cannon Plus does 4 HP attacks, and it ignores defense. All of his moves ignore defense, so this thing hits incredibly hard, and once again, it batteries the party, so there's some party utility with this. His skill 2, Razor Gale, it's 3 HP attacks, it still ignores defense, and it delays all enemies by 2 turns, so pretty good so far. His LD, again, he got his 4 levels of Battle Spirit Unleashed and his LD buff as well. And the LD attack is now 6 HP attacks, so pretty good. It also has 200% Stolen and Brave Overflow, so this thing is going to hit like a truck. And obviously with this, he got his C90, so his EX Phantom Rush got improved. Phantom Rush has got a pretty nice upgrade. It has a small recast up, and then the usual 80% Brave damage, 40% Brave gain, 40% of both overflows. When he uses Phantom Rush Plus, it has 6 HP attacks, and the buff he gets from it, called Entrusted Techniques, now gives him Brave Retain, so very good across the board. His C88 does put Battle Spirit Unleashed in case you manage to make that thing fall off. His C88 also applies it. But not only that, he got a pretty interesting rework, and he also got an FR. So his FR is 3 HP attacks, all split. The force, during force time, your whole party gets defense ignore. So I told you earlier that all of his skills have defense ignore. Now he gives the whole party defense ignore. And his FR conditions are when a turn passes with a wind attack being selected, and when a turn passes with a holy attack being selected. Both of them are plus 30%. So pretty good. 60%, and then defense ignore to the party. It could be situationally good, especially if you're having problems capping your Brave. The defense ignore definitely helps. When it comes to pros and cons, his pros, he's very sustainable, both self-sustain and party sustain. The fact that he can either choose to give Brave to the party or delay the enemy is pretty nice. His damage is also pretty good. Like, if you're not delaying the enemy or Brave battering your party, you're using LD or EX, and again, like, they both have 6 attacks. Like, that hits incredibly hard, and he has Brave Retain with this new upgrade. He's Fist Ultima Weapon. We're seeing a rise in Fist, so he does fall into that category, and he's a pretty good character to, use it on. I guess that's it, because I covered like 2 points with the freaking the self-sustain thing with the delay and whatnot. His con. No, you want to add something?
I was thinking about it, but go ahead. It'll probably pop up when you're talking about his cons.
Okay, his cons. His FR. This is a very touchy subject. Many people are claiming that his FR has a high setup cost, and there is some degree, some merit to that. Like, I do agree with that somewhat. The thing about his FR is you need a non-elemental character first off. You don't need like a Holy and Wind character, but the non-elemental character specifically needs Holy and Wind. So when it comes to Holy calls, there are Ash, which is Holy and Lightning, and there's Fujin when it comes to Wind, which is just Wind, and they're both 6 turns. There are a couple of Holy calls. Actually, now that I think about it, only one, which is Theodore.
For how long?
So I guess if you, I believe it is 3 turns. So, yeah. So the setup cost for his FR could be high for some. Like you need Fujin and you need Ash. I guess if for budget you can try to throw like a Theodore call. He doesn't need his LD call for the Holy Enchant. He just needs his base call, so C75. But yeah, no, the setup cost is high. Second con, he has 2 elements. So when elemental lockouts, which again happen next month, start kicking in, he is a victim of that. So it is definitely something to watch out for.
I feel like with the battery, that could be less of an issue, because I was thinking about that. Like if Saber has like a high Brave, and you're also battering through reductions, it also doesn't really matter in that sense. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if you have like a Charlotta paired with him, or even Snow, I can see just him ignoring the lockouts entirely, just because he's Brave gaining so much. But I mean, it's still like a cause of concern, and that's why we have a con section, right? It's a cause of concern. And honestly, that's basically it. Those are all the cons that I really have. So 2 pros and 2 cons. What do you guys want to pitch in when it comes to Sabin?
Will of Ink.
The Will of Ink.
No.
Like I got all the needed call abilities for Sabin's FR edition, so maybe I might. But here's the thing: Dare to Defy doesn't exist this month, so it's making me less incentivized to pull. So yeah, there's that. Fuck you, Square, for not bringing back Dare to Defy.
I have a quick question. So we know COG counterattacks the unit that targets her, right? Does that go for calls too, or no?
No.
No, calls bypass it.
Yeah, calls can. And if you paralyze, say for example, like Cloud of Darkness, she won't be able to counter. So yeah, that's the strat. I did that strat with Porum, where I made Cloud Darkness. No, I made Porum cry.
You inflict Confuse.
Yeah, I inflicted Confuse, and then I managed to let Charlotta and Lana do their damaging attacks.
I used the Waka and status reels. 2 of the 3 debuffs inflicted make her not do anything. So
yeah. Okay, let's get back on track.
That's why I find Porum very great for this fight. All right.
Yeah, back on track. So what was you saying about you and Sabin?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try to go for Sabin because he looks cool. He's one of my favorite FF6 characters.
Same.
So yeah, I'll give it a try because Figaro.
This might be biased. This might be biased because I like Sabin and I used him in his LD iteration. But I do think that there are people who are underselling Sabin just because of the FR, and that is a point that you can definitely make. But I say this every single time, is that when it comes to later FRs that require you to either use up 1 or 2 call slots just to make them work, it's either going to be worth it if you have the correct team for it, or it's not going to be worth it. And I think Sabin is one of those, like, if you have the cost for it and you know how to use it to your advantage, it definitely helps out a lot. Like, it definitely helps a lot. Sabin himself is very self-sufficient. He does good damage in force time, and as an LD only unit,
he even has some part. Yeah, he even has some party utility as well with the party battery and then the delay. So he's not selfish, that's for sure.
Gal, can you stop delaying cut? Oh my god, I hate this shit about this fight.
Yeah, this
He also
FR
changed the party defense ignore.
Yeah, the party defense ignore is starting to get better because they're starting to make bosses more tankier in terms of the defensive side. So yeah, that's a fine way to put it. And he does have results. BC, obviously, we know has used Sabin to death. Actually,
Yeah.
Look at that form.
Look at that foam!
Yeah, if we're gonna take BC's
Form
word,
check.
always. Yo, what's up, Navar?
I said form check.
Yeah,
Form check.
thank you, form check. If we're gonna take BC's word, watch his first ever usage of Sabin's FR, and always pair Sabin with Luna Freya. Fucking
The thing is,
Yeah.
if I use his FR, I'd rather try to set up so that he gets multiple turns rather than another DPS using his FR. Well, the thing about that, and that is more of a player thing probably, but the thing about that, right, is that I don't see any real problem with that, because, like, that's something you're going to run into with later FRs, where it needs, like, elements of condition and stuff like that, but you're going to have someone else driving someone else's FR. There's some examples like I think about later on in the future, but we're going to talk about the current now. But I can't see why that could be something you're not a fan of it, Scow. This might be over with already. But I do think Sabin is really good. Probably one of the sleeper characters this month, I want to say. I want to say he's one of the sleeper characters. Yeah.
yeah, like Fist,
I'd agree.
weapon is common, especially people are eyeing for are laser focused on Tifa.
And
So yeah, before you use it on Tifa,
Hey,
give it to Sabin first. Oh, there's a better new name in town, which is called Highwind. #Highwind.
#Highwind.
Popular,
All right,
popular by Excalibur and Sinewave. They do the #Highwind better than Rain Show. Fuck Rain.
Hey.
Yoshi Navar, what do you think about him?
I don't know, just not interested.
You're not interested in ink?
Nah,
Nah, he's an Iroha.
not after what he did.
He's a year off.
No, he's more interested in what's it called, Yuri. You know, because Yuri has them traps.
Hey yo, Yuri.
Yo,
Ready to hear? Say no.
All right, so
Using
How about
the
you,
delay team or
Navar?
something, not the turn. No, so Desiroth, the thing about Sabin, and sorry,
Oh,
no,
that's
I cut you off. Yeah, the thing about that Desiroth is that you could play Sabin like that, but I think something it goes multiple ways. You can play him with a team that is dedicated to taking multiple turns, or you can have him take a team that is going to be playing more turns on turns and off turns, but some on the off turns. That's something I personally want to do with Sabin. So it really depends on your playstyle, really. But what was it? Go ahead. I just finished what I was talking about.
yo, what are your thoughts, Navar, on Sabin? And form check. I guess that's his opinion on Sabin.
Yeah, he's on mute.
I mean, he's at work, so.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were asking what your opinion
What's
on
your
Sabin
stuff
was.
on?
Oh yeah, good timing. Yeah. I mean, I forgot he existed. I'll probably pull his FR just to have it, but I don't know about investing in him like that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was gonna.
You can
mention,
hear me, right?
No, we heard you. No, we heard you. But one thing I didn't mention.
Like
is that-
everyone went quiet, like,
One thing I didn't mention though is that Sabin is eligible for because of the new rule, a BT obviously, and an FR Echo. So if you can get one in the future, his FR Echo probably could fix the issue of bring two calls. But just a quick little disclaimer. If you thought Sabin's condition was pretty ludicrous, there's a certain god who has the same conditions, except the other two elements are very rare.
Oh,
What?
Well,
Sabin is ludicrous?
Ludicrous.
okay, Indo. Skip Sabin FR for BT. We don't know. Oh my god. Bond skill 2 has Wind and Holy. Yeah, you can run it with Bond. Yeah, it's just like, again, explore your what's called your roster.
Options.
Like, yeah, explore your options and stuff like that. Because if you have the calls for it, then do it. If you don't, then don't pull the character. Like, that's simple. Like, I'm not gonna get into that whole thing where someone pulled Broska and they didn't have a fire and can't call for it. But,
Yeah,
oh, nah.
I will say, when it comes to banner value, Quistis LD is on this banner, and she's not ideal, and Cypher's on Luna's banner, so I guess if you want another call that can delay twice, you could maybe throw some tickets and see if you can get Quistis LD.
I don't know, man. Quistis LD is... Quistis herself is just...
She's always been meh ever since her LD, really. I know her EX Plus, she was really good, but just LD onward, it was just eh.
Yeah, but like, if I were to tell someone to pull on this banner, I would tell them, hey, if you really need like a good DPS, pull for Sabin, and then I guess if you want to huff some copium, then also go for Kuja. And then Little Freya is also on Sabin's FR banner. So that's another good thing to go for. But I'm not going to directly tell someone who has enough calls in the game to say, hey, go after Quistis' LD call. Because the only thing Quistis' LD call really does for you is a delay, and there are way better calls out there. And there's no real condition where you would have to use a call and then delay the enemy. I don't think anyone would want that. It's not like her call does like 19 million HP attacks.
There's better delay calls out there, like Seymour.
Like Seymour.
Yeah, you mean more like her Asame, bitch.
Alright, fight time. It's Ultimisha, but she's in Griever. This boss has no voice lines for some weird reason, even though it's literally... Well, it was a game that was made in 1998. So, 1998, 1999, who fucking cares? It's Final Fantasy 8. This boss technically has 160 million HP. And the reason why I say technically is because what happens is that when you reach 29%, Ultimisha Griever will actually revive all their HP. And then when they do this, they start to get more aggressive. However, the first phase of the fight is just identical to the first fight, except the difference is that there's an Irvine mannequin that does his LD attacks, which is basically the pulse shot, dark ammo, all that stuff. At 79% and 29% on the revive, I'm gonna mention the revive, you need to delay Ultimisha in order to do HP damage to them, because she will get an aura that will make so that you do no HP damage to her. You need to do this 3 times. So if you're not using a delay team, you need to bring delay calls in order to satisfy that. So if you need some insider calls you can use, there's Seymour's call, Quistis' call, funny enough, we were just talking about Quistis. Sabin's call also does it, Cloud's call does it, and now, something that I want to clarify is that it does not need to be a certain amount of turns to delay them. You need to delay them by at least 1 turn, or delay the whole field. So if Ultimisha is by herself, and you delay her, then it will count. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, I killed the Irvine mannequin, and then I can't deal HP damage with Ultimisha. Then again, that'd be kind of like fucked up game design. But the fight itself is very interesting. It's just that it's the same thing as the first fight, except now you have thresholds that you have to delay Ultimisha, and you can't just like completely off-turn her, and then it revives again, and then you have to go through the whole thing again. Again, if you're not running a primary delayer, you're going to have to bring 3 delay calls. And now, I don't remember if Griever cleanses when it revives. I could be wrong, but if it doesn't cleanse when it revives, then that's something that you can also take advantage of.
But it cleanses. It cleanses when it enters the second phase.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
But it's probably the hardest Shimmy of this cycle. Funny enough. Because you let Ultimisha get turns, and you don't have a tank, it actually sucks. It sucks even more in this fight compared to the last one. But what are you guys gonna run for this fight? I'm gonna run the Sabin, Orin, and then I'm probably gonna run Machina.
I might do the same thing, honestly. I'm going to use Sabin for sure. And then Orin has the EX delay as well in case I need it. I'll probably take a Cypher call too. Probably on Machina because he doesn't have a delay. But yeah, no, that team has plenty of AoE delay coverage and whatnot, so should be an easy win. And I'm using the character they're selling because the Will of Ink.
Any guarantee hits? No, Griever Ultimisha's only guaranteed hit is on the force time attack. That is the only time that it has guaranteed hit. Everything else you can pretty much evade.
Kimari.
Oh wait, also there's one more thing. Griever also does the same thing as the first fight where she'll jump in turns. However, I don't know when that happens. It's probably at certain thresholds. Or it's random. I'm not sure. Oh, let me check. Does the boss have a recast?
From what I've seen from a few runs, the jumping in turns happens whenever it enters that aura where you need to delay it. If I remember, yeah.
Oh,
I guess it's that. Yeah. As for me, on my end, my mind's all over the place on who to bring because I really want to bring Sync on Shinryu so that I can finally use the voice clip from BC. But yeah, maybe Sync? I don't know, I'm not sure. Because Sync can help with the delay. But other than that, yeah. Maybe I'll bring Iroha finally. I don't know. Or I'll bring again my recently greened either my recently greened Gabran or Warrior of Light, either of those two. Because I want to go defensive. And those two are great options for defensive shit because Ultimisha likes to do a lot of HP damage, especially on that one single target fight where it's, I think it was FF8's Holy animation.
Yeah.
That was the attack that does HP damage. Because this fight does a lot of bravery damage. Like just bravery damage, but yeah, the FR and that Holy attack and I forgot, yeah. I just my research is not 100% foolproof shit or whatever. Like I just barely glance at some of my trusted JP source runs, and that's it. So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to this fight. I guess whatever goes, it goes. It is what it is. So who else? Who else hasn't chimed in on that?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, I already stated my team. What are you guys running, Yoshi and Navar?
Yo.
Couple things I want to fix over Cross said. The thresholds where you take where it takes 0 issue damage, you only had to delay it twice. You only had to do it twice.
I thought the thresholds made it. No, I thought
it's at 50% twice, right?
No, I thought because I think I saw it in a video where you have to delay Ultimisha like 3 times in the entire fight because the thresholds come back unless it's something else.
I thought it's twice. I think it's
one at 79, one at 29. That's what the second phase.
But she revives at 29 on the first.
No, the first one is at 79.
29 at the
and then the second time it's at 29. Yeah.
Yeah, at the second phase. When lost this lower part of the body.
And also has to be an AoE delay.
Yeah.
Not just a single target delay.
Unless
Cyber Call components cover it.
Unless Irvine is dead.
Oh yeah.
I know for sure. I know for sure when Irvine dies, single works.
Yep.
Oh, that's what to find out.
You have the JP version. Find it out.
Oh god.
Anyway.
I mean, it is permanent. It is permanent content.
Actually,
it's story part 2, right?
Yeah, all of Sabin,
Yeah.
not all of Sabin, all of Lunafreya's cycles
Lunafreya.
from the content. I wish it was Sabin's cycle. I wish.
Fucking Sabin cycle. Does the coin toss. Oh wait, it's Edgar's. Never mind.
Navarre, you there? I'm thinking of Reno, Edge, and
Hello,
Sensor.
just got back.
That's a good team. I don't like it. Well, who are you gonna use for the Griever fight?
No idea. I actually didn't know it was tomorrow until you mentioned it earlier. So I might just try the team I've been running for Shinryu's, which is Ursula, Kane, and Warrior of Light, and I'll just adjust as need be. But that's just the base plan right now. Be right back.
Yeah, that would work because it would work because Warrior of Light and Kane is really great for this fight as well, from what I've heard,
Yeah.
as he always does.
Yeah. But since we're almost to the closing of the show, before we close off, I do want to make an announcement that me and Navarre are in the works of something that is going to be on the weekend. So I hope you guys look forward to that.
Ooh.
And not only that, we're going to since it's the first year anniversary of the stream, we're going to close off with a little bit of a not montage, but a little thing I wanted to do. So first off, we're going to talk about since this show started. I believe when Lufinia Plus was about to come around. I believe that's when it was about to come around.
Yeah,
So, from Lufinia
at the
Plus,
tail end.
Yeah.
The tail end of Kenya era.
Yeah, so we're gonna count it as Lufinia Plus. So all the way from Lufinia Plus to Shiryu, I have 4 things for us so to do. So we can talk about favorite HC moment, favorite character that you've invested in between now and in this era right now. So Iroha's IW, from not Iroha's IW, Divine Pandemonium, all the way to Iroha's IW. The third one is biggest regret. And then the fourth one is a character that's coming up that you're looking forward to, and you can only pick two characters. So, who wants to start first?
I think I can go first.
All right.
Why not? My favorite. Why are you stealing from the live stream? Not just kidding.
Bart, don't sue
My
me.
favorite part. Nah, I didn't invent the concept of, my favorite part of the Historia Crux is when you did this episode where it ran so long, and we just realized that Cross is actually having a Windows update.
Yeah, no, the Windows update.
Oh yeah, that was my first one.
Yeah, that was weird because I closed the stream and then I turned off my computer, but then I woke up at like 5, saw it was still live. I was like, how the fuck did that happen?
Yeah. It's my favorite part of Historic Crux. And maybe that episode where it was me, Navarre, you, and Yoshi, and Blart, and DC. That's a wild stream.
Oh yeah, that
was. Yeah, I wish I was there.
Yeah, I think those were my highlights from Historic Crux. Thanks as well for allowing me pretty much to be in here whenever I can, Cross. I can't thank you enough for allowing me to be able to speak up my mind and give out and let this random ass bitch allow his worthless opinions be heard from across Twitch and sometimes YouTube. But yeah, what was the shit you mentioned? Like characters.
Most invested character.
So from Divine Pandemonium over to Iroha IW, what was the one character that you invested in that you were happy about? Like, is it because of enjoyment or they got you through a certain amount of fights?
So I pitied his LB. I went through a fuck ton of banners to get his BT, and then I eventually got his BT on the 430 G token count. Yeah, that guy is none other than Zidane. I didn't regret building Zidane. I mean, to be honest though, this goes across every single character I blued and maxed out. you shouldn't regret your blues and whatnot. So yeah, but if I have to say my favorite character to build is Zidane. I mean, I'm pretty sure he has a very huge history of fights where the devs are cucking his ass, even in his quote unquote synergy fights. No, not synergy fights, synergy fight, because he's good for his BT cycle. But yeah, I had fun with Zidane the most. What else is the category?
Biggest
There you go.
regret.
Worst. Yeah, biggest regret.
Biggest regret. I don't have a biggest regret because I'm a Chad and I like my choices. I don't hold back on whatever. I like my characters.
Let's go in, though.
I choose one. Yeah.
Zidane
that's how
on
I
safe
roll.
for Sephiroth? Can we not talk about that? Because that was just...
Yeah.
That was dumb.
That was
on Spice's
that.
part.
Yeah. Fucking JP. I mean, it happened to JP timeline. I mean, he's still copium. I mean, he still ran Zidane there. So there's that. Because all thanks to Lilith Sagaris. So what's the other? Looking forward. Is that the next
Two
category?
units that you
Go.
are looking forward to in the upcoming Shiryu era. It could be from this month, from Yuri's cycle, all the way till where we are now in JP, which is technically with the Aquino tonight.
Faris FR for the next dagger unit and the 7 FR, and I guess Neon, but that will be the third, so that will be disqualified. So yeah, Faris FR and 7 FR. Oh no, wait, because I want to go for near future characters, so Faris FR and Jack Garland. Yeah, there you go. That's all from me. Thank you, Cross, and happy 1 year anniversary to Historia Crux.
Bitch.
No. Shut up, Cross.
Shut up.
All right, Yoshi, you can. Do you want to go?
Hello, I'm
Also,
back.
Noel is mid. Oh.
So my favorite moment.
Favorite moment. Favorite moment.
The first episode for Yoshi.
Damn it! Shut up. It's go.
First
I'm trying to
episode.
tell him. Favorite moment. Most. What's it called? A character you invested in that you liked a lot. Biggest regret, and then 2 units you're looking forward to later on.
All right, favorite moment. BC mentioning inflation and feet.
Oh my god, I forgot that was in it.
So, my most favorite Vestin unit. How to say Caius? My biggest regret, Bart's.
Oh yeah. I'm still not Bart's regret.
Oh, you're gonna do a Reddit post?
Actually, about or maybe Snow. Fuck you, Dio.
Fuck you, Theo.
Snowflow overrated.
Numberflow overrated. It always has been.
Alright, 2 units I'm looking forward to. Garland, even though gotta have a bad rep. I want to try him out. And then second, Rancio.
Let's go.
And who? And
I'm about to vomit.
okay, no. Keep going.
I'm pretty sure you answered all of them.
Yeah,
I thought
that
I
was
was
all
gonna
of
say
them.
like closing thoughts or some shit, but all right.
No, we'll do closing thoughts after. But
All right.
Navarre,
Yep.
favorite HC moment.
So-
I'm pretty sure you already know the questions.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you kept cutting out because my job has a super shit connection.
Oh god.
So could you repeat the questions?
Favorite HC moment. Second one is character you invested in from Divine Pandemonium, basically the start of Infinity Plus to Shimryu now. Biggest regret, and 2 units you're looking forward to in the Shimryu era.
Okay, so my favorite Historia Crux moment is when I was actively on the show as the co-host.
Yeah.
No, but seriously talking, my favorite moment was that one episode where Cross let me do the intro and I roasted the shit out of Bard. I love that moment. He deserved it. No regrets.
Damn.
My favorite character, obviously, who I invested in the most, is Shadow,
Yeah.
and he just carried me through everything. It was looking grim, but right as he got his C90, everything spiked back up, and I just ran him until the end of Lufenia Plus. My biggest regret would actually be Locke, because I just out of nowhere I just stopped using them. Actually, no, fuck that. My biggest regret is Palom, because all of you motherfuckers and the Palom guy. Shut up! I hate all of you collectively. I want
Yeah.
nothing to do with that character.
Even-
Anytime there's a video or a fucking tier 2 FEOD tier 2 solo with Palom, don't ping me. I don't care. Like, I want nothing to do with that little shit. Fuck that character. Leave me alone.
Too bad the
Oh.
people still associate you because recently in the live stream, like whenever.
Yeah, well, suck me. Fuck Palom. Two characters I'm looking forward to in the future. Number one would be Lude, or Liud. I can't wait for his FR. I'm gonna be hopefully running him to the ground. The next character from that, I would say, is Vaughn. I can't wait for Vaughn's FR. Yeah, those are the two characters I'm looking forward to. And yeah, Raw can be the blue Palom. Raw, if you ever watch this or if this gets clipped, you're the Palom guy. I just disappeared into thin air. I don't exist. You're the Palom guy. Enjoy your regret.
Enjoy your regret. That is something that I always wanted to say for a long time, but it's still
Oh
happening,
yeah,
unfortunately.
you don't know how good I feel right now.
Yeah, wait until people pay you for it.
I've been wanting to get, dude. I've been waiting so long to get this shit off my chest, and now I just feel like a new man.
All right, so Blondie, FF10 guy, your turn.
All right. So, favorite moments? That one episode where Cross started naming a bunch of names like Ratio, and I forgot who it was, but someone mentioned Crosska, and then I think in that same episode we were mentioning that people were calling us Cross-Eye, so it was kind of funny, just like mentioning a bunch of names like Crosska, Cross-Eye, and Ratio. Most invested character from Pandemonium to now, clearly Jacked. I've used them literally in every Lufenia Plus except Divine Ifrit. That includes the global first fight, and it's very nice being able to play with your favorites, guys. Most regrets, I actually have two of them. I don't know if you an LD and a BT one. I don't know if you want me to say both. Cross.
You can go ahead if you honestly feel it.
LD, Layla. Fuck Layla. Everyone overhyped her. Everyone overhyped her, and I pitied her, and I literally used her in like one fight and never again.
The silent was right.
And then BT Pity, ironically, is Kieran. Now, I think Kieran is pretty good. It's just, I felt like I would use him more. It's just Garnet, Ramza, and then Yuna being a favorite. You sort of fell on the wayside, so, yeah. Fourth question is most anticipated characters, and it's two of them. Or I guess most anticipated FR or above, and choose two Cross. Beatrix FR, I can't wait. When I started Defo, it was with Beatrix Global first, so she carried me. I have some attachments to her, so can't wait for her FR. And second, looking forward to is, I mean, no surprise, Chaos himself. Can't wait for him. And I think that's all the questions.
All right. So we're gonna close off that segment with mine. My favorite HC moment. Shit, what was that one Historia card? So I'm trying to remember, but it was something.
Oh.
Oh, shut up!
Oh.
Wait, baby.
Could us being on
Every
could us
time
being
cross-
on amazing there, which we need to finish, by the way, be considered
Oh.
an
I mean, think about this, bro. When you're running a fucking show for a whole year, it's like you forget a lot. The down bad stream, no, oh, I remember. So it was a moment between, I believe, you and Alfie, right? And you both were just attacking each other because Alfie said something about Jack, and then you literally attacked him over something. And I can't remember what it is, but it was something funny that escalated to a 10-minute debate.
Yeah, no, I forgot what it is that I attacked them for, but me and Alfie had some pretty good moments on the HC.
Also, someone making rat noises at that one point. As for my best investment, I mean, it's obvious. No, because I used him throughout the entirety of his LD and BT plus iteration. You know, it wasn't fun getting him through siblings as well, Infinity Plus. But anyways, my biggest regret, probably
Sarah.
no. What? I'm gonna say Steiner, sadly, because I said Steiner was good, but then I didn't know why he was good. But then the more I used him, I was like, is this character really good, or was I just talking out of my ass? And then lo and behold, I was kind of just talking out of my ass. It's probably the 20% HP damage cap that fooled me. But you know, he'll get that far later down the line in BT. And then 2 units I am looking forward to is obviously Reigns, Shield. And the last one is actually pretty difficult, but if I had to pick one, I would say
Tifa?
hell no!
You said Tifa.
Hell no! You will never catch me using that character.
Min who? No, I'm kidding. It's clearly Hope.
Well, if I said Hope, that'd be illegal, because that's kind of... But, surprisingly enough, I would say... Damn it, Yoshi! Fusoya.
Zack and for a reason. Try to
Ooh, that's an interesting pick.
Shout out to the Fusoy boy.
Yeah, Soundwave has shown me the way of Fusoya, and...
Yeah, we were called...
Quino's FR partner, okay.
Fusoya's fans are called Fusoy boys, don't you know that?
What the fuck?
Fusoy boys.
Fuck that. Okay, I'm not gonna question it. It's not some shit you and Soundwave came up with, but anyways.
Thank you, Simon, for reminding me of that stream moment. Yeah, when we list our top 5 waifus, where Cross admitted he likes getting fisted by Ursula.
That's definitely not what I said. I definitely said no.
What?
Moon Man? Oh, okay. Can we not talk about Moon Man? Okay.
Oh no, Moon Man. Yeah, that's a good one.
Moon Man.
Moon Man.
No. Don't give me back. Don't give me ideas. Don't give me ideas.
Holy shit.
Let's end the stream.
Yeah, we already
Navarre,
have to
closing
deal with
thoughts?
Sissy Nanny.
Darky not anyone? Navarre, closing thoughts?
Yo, Navarre. I guess he's still...
Where's the static, yo? Shit, I'm kidding.
Damn.
Still work.
Alright, so, Indo, closing thoughts?
7 sucks, but I love her.
Is it a little bit of Lego stepping?
Yeah, there's still a little bit of Lego stepping. A big disclaimer. But yeah, I'll still try to use her. And Lion. Lion is the hottest FF11 character. You can't change my mind.
Yoshi, closing thoughts?
Thank you for having me here for 1 year. My only habitat.
My only
Where I just stop being
habitat.
everywhere else.
Habitat. Why you say that way? Fucking habitat.
Glad to
Yeah,
have you here,
habitat.
Yoshi. Blonde, closing thoughts?
I don't know, just stopped being in ranting hours.
My closing thought is I just appreciate you guys for having me and for honestly just the friendships we all formed. Like, I made a lot of friends during the past years. Obviously, I made friends with you, Cross, and you've been incredible throughout this journey and even outside Historia Crux. Like, you've been like a homie ever since you invited me to like the Jack show, and I really appreciate it. Yoshi's another one. Like, both of them are basically like my group of friends, and obviously, out of our viewers, our audience, there's MF and Mihara. So it's been a fun ride, and hopefully we can keep going. So, and once again, thanks for having me, and thanks for just putting up with me, honestly, because good lord, I am difficult to handle.
Oh yeah, we know, Mr. FF10. Oh, I want that. Oh, FF Jacked or Titus or this and that, and it's just like, bruh.
Yo, Navarre's back.
But yeah, I love all of you
Closing
guys.
thoughts, Navarre.
What's up? Did I miss something again?
We were asking you for
Your
closing thoughts.
closing thoughts. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, Cross, for letting me be the co-host for as long as I was able to before I got bodied by real life. It was fun. I'm glad work was slow today that I was able to actually show up for the anniversary. Blind Eye, I'm so sad you didn't mention me in there, so I'm going to cancel the remainder of the Amazing Mirror run. Olive Garden is dead. Four Swords Adventures is now canceled until further notice. No, but you're all homies. Thanks for the good times. Fuck Alfie, and I gotta get back to work. So I'll see you guys later.
All right, and
Fuck
my
Alfie.
and
My
closing thoughts
my
is
true,
thank you everyone.
my true closing thought is Noel is mid.
Obviously.
Damn right, Noel is
Yeah.
mid.
All right,
Anyway,
who
I
wants
just
to
came
him?
here to say Cross
wants-
sucks. I'm out of
Yo,
here.
Alfie's here.
Anyways, again, like I want to mention, my closing thoughts is thank you everyone so much for being here for 1 year. Again, I did not expect this show to be this successful, but thank you guys all for being around, supporting the channel. I know it's gone from YouTube to Twitch. Soon in the future, hopefully we can get probably on both platforms. But yeah, it's marked of 1 year. And now we're going to be starting a whole nother journey to 2 years. So, yeah, hopefully the show keeps on going. And, yeah, we'll see you guys next week for when we talk about the 6-man quest, which is Yuri, Gladio, Eltnarsh, and Yuffie. Yuffie is mid. I'm sorry, Lon. I'm sorry. Not sorry with the cereal though. But again, guys, take care, and always stay cool. Do not be whack like Alfie. Don't be whack like Alfie. You be whack like Alfie, I literally will find you.